Welcome back, Deadites and Ghost Beaters. If you're new to the channel, I am Oldhead Gaming, and before we dive into the good and the bad of Deceit 2, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the noti bell for all future horror game videos. And of course, we're talking about Deceit 2, and Deceit 2 is the brand new, the very horror aggressive version of Among Us. If you haven't seen the video, we did kind of do the walkthrough. You got to see how it plays, what you kind of get to do as infected, what you kind of get to do as asylum members, and we're going to go over and we're going to look at some of the good and the bad of the launch. And the first thing we have to talk about is the first week has been very rough. Now, I did have some PC issues, so I couldn't get to it right away, but when I did try to get to it, I couldn't find a match, I couldn't connect. Today has not been that. I've been able to play for about 2.5 hours today, no problems. Queue times are really good. Everything seems to be working the way it's supposed to, so the game moving forward should be pretty good. Because of that, though, they did post this. Before diving into exciting updates about the upcoming future, we'd like to pause and reflect on our launch. Admittedly, it wasn't without its hurdles, and looking back, there are aspects we'd approach differently. However, we're heartened by the constructive feedback and positive reaction from our dedicated players. We're continually active, address the technical challenges from the launch. We are re-rolling out another patch very shortly to further advance our experience and genuinely appreciate the support. Recognizing initial hiccups, we'll be giving 600 in-game coins to everyone who's owned the game and those who purchase in the upcoming weeks with a token of our gratitude. Thank you very much. Now, the next part is going to talk about accolades, which is basically their rank system, which is clearly designed for how to handle MMR. As your rank goes up, the matches get tougher and more experienced, and they get to move forward and adding cool things to the game. Whether you're a newcomer finding your footing or seasoned player, there's rank to signify your mastery from wood to illusion. For those who are starting out, because here's the thing, and I will say this without a doubt, this game absolutely should have had a tutorial included in it. Even a quick tutorial for how to play infected, a quick tutorial on how to play as an inmate, because the game is very unforgiving to brand new players. So as you're starting out, your first hour is going to be banging your head against the wall and learning the ins and outs, how to complete the mini games, how to cash in. So it's a little rough, especially those who are brand new to Deceit and Deceit 2. With the accolades becoming part of Deceit 2, players will have a fresh battleground to showcase their skills, devise strategies, and ascend the ranks. Accolades are undergoing some final testing. We hope to have them out sometime next week. So are you prepared to embrace this challenge? The game masters watching, eager. That's all for this update, and this was done on September 21st. The game itself is pretty fun, and the currency seems to be not so bad. So, like, for example, you're going to be able to pick up these cosmetics from the Emporium. So cosmetics are for what you're going to have for everything from normal characters. Now, your main skins, the individualized skins for each character, is going to be 600 of these coins I was mentioning earlier. Like, everyone has their own unique suit. I actually have been playing Rachel, so I picked up her activewear suit. But, you know, there's form wear, business wears, and then there's different types of scrubs. Now, these individual outfits can only be bought with coins. They are exclusive to coins. Everything else you can buy with just using the tickets, which you earn by playing games. The more you do, the more tickets you earn, and they can buy every single one of the outfits, whether it's a Crimson Scrubs, whether it's Earth Scrubs, whether it's Ocean Scrubs. You can get those with 10,000 tickets or the 100 coins. Now, it does seem a bit disproportionate, but what are you gonna do? Now, not only that, you can unlock additional things like cameras, masks, Serenity Serum, light traps, all these things with tickets, and then you can trade for them in game. So these are types of things that you can get as an infected to use in your match, leak, activate a random weak point, and then of course increase your melee damage by 100% with like brass knuckles. There's a lot of cool stuff, and you get those tickets just by playing. So the last question you might have before we start talking about the game mechanics and how it feels to play it is, how much do these coins or shillings actually cost? You get 500 for $5, and they do add a little bit of bonus as you go up. So like, for example, 1100 for 10, 2300 for 20, or 4800 for 40. Now, the game itself is very fun. It's very interactive. Microphone is an absolute must, because otherwise people are going to think you're automatically sus. Now, the game is very fun, it's very fast, and like I said before, a tutorial would have been absolutely necessary, and it's sad that that is not available for characters, especially if you're just brand new to the game. When I did my very first match, I was infected. I couldn't have any idea of what I was doing. I inadvertently got killed by my own teammate because there's 2 infected in a match. It was just bad. And then as I've been playing more and more matches, I've only been as the survivor, and it's been fun. Like, I've gotten out once, we've learned how to do the puzzles. You keep trying to knock out as many of these individual items as you can to basically feed not only the collector, but to complete the soul recovery, so that way you guys can get out. Or you can, of course, kill the infected throughout the match by either voting them off or escaping the match. So that's basically the premise of the game. It is pretty fun. I think this is going to be a game geared towards the hardcore. Now, it is $15, so it is a really good party game if a bunch of you own the game and you can kind of do privates. But I feel like this is going to be a very, very hardcore based group. And if you're not into like really grinding this game, it might not be for you. Now, the nice thing about it, at the $15 price point, you do get an opportunity to kind of give it a whirl and see if you enjoy it. And at that point, you can kind of dive in the matches. The queues seem to be very fast, and matches aren't too long. Matches are about 10 minutes, so you can kind of cycle through a bunch of matches pretty quickly, earn some tickets, so that way you don't have to spend money out of pocket after already spending $15 for the game. It does feel very much like a free-to-play game that is not free-to-play. So having in-game currency you have to pay for is a little bit of a deterrent for me, recommending it to other people, but it is strictly for cosmetics, so that's okay. It doesn't have any real bearing on the actual game itself, because the stuff you earn by playing in-game that you can unlock from the Emporium, you have to buy tickets from. So you have to actually play the game to earn those in-game trade-ins from the Emporium. So, long and broad, it is only available on Steam at this moment. So we were playing obviously on PC when you saw the little bit of footage I included in there, but it is going to be coming to Xbox Series X and S, as well as PS5, hopefully by Halloween per the developers, and maybe, just maybe, we'll have some sort of cross progression. There hasn't been anything listed as of yet, but cross play is definitely going to be part of it. Now, I am a little worried about how long it will take to launch on console, as they have been having some issues at launch, so it might not even show up until November. And then on the other hand, it might have some problems playing with your friends, especially if they're already started on PC, because of how that rank system from Wood to Illusion works for MMR. So if your friends get higher than you, it's either going to drag you right into some scary ass matches against much more experienced players, or you're not going to be able to play with them. So there is some stuff to be concerned about on that front as well. Let me know what you think of the game. Let me know if there's any questions you have about the game, if you're thinking to buy it, or maybe you're just interested in playing it yourself. And I will answer everything in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching, and later, mates.